Welcome back, survivors, to a brand new video. Now today I'm going to be talking about something which a lot of you guys will actually remember, but for some of you guys this is going to be completely new if you never played Genesis Part 1 back in ARK Survival Evolved. I know these days a lot of you guys as well are just new ARK players that never played Survival Evolved, so all of this is going to be completely new for you guys when Genesis Ascended Part 1 launches on July 2nd. Sadly, not the 25th of June anymore, but it will get there soon. You know, time goes fast, so we're going to be getting into the return of the X creature variants, and I'm going to be telling you guys absolutely everything about how they work, what they look like, and they're very, very awesome. If you guys enjoyed today's video, of course, feel free to drop a like and subscribe, and we're going to be diving in right now to the new, I'm going to say new, because for some people it's new, and they will be new, and a big question alongside this also that people have been asking is, are they going to do more of these? I think so. There's many new creatures in the game now. Since Ascended has dropped, I think we'll see a lot more X creature variants, not just the old ones from before. Let's get in with the video. So X creatures are a creature type in Genesis Part 1 and are divided into 5 subcategories: bog, snow, ocean, volcanic, and lunar. In addition to having totally new color patterns and regions from their normal counterparts, they also have a 5% damage increase and a 3% less health when tamed. Only on Genesis Part 1, wild X creatures have a 250% damage increase and a 60%. A 60% what? I don't know. Oh wait, okay. A 60% damage resistant, it just looks a bit weird there, from players and tamed creatures, and award 2.5 times more XP for killing them. So when you're killing these X variants, whether you're, because whether, you actually want the X variant, or whether you actually want to kill them for the extra XP, that's something that a lot of people will want to do, for leveling up on this map, especially if you're starting new. If a level cap is set in the game through destroy tames over level clamp option in the game X creatures can reach a maximum of 50 levels higher than above such values. So with a level cap of 450, X creatures can actually reach level 500, so they actually can have, if you've got a cap set on your server or on official whatever, they can have 50 levels over that, which is crazy. So here is the full list of the X creatures that we had on Genesis Part 1. We're expecting to see more, as we were saying. So there was an Alpha X Triceratops, a Brute X Allosaurus, Brute X Megalodon, Mosasaurus, Raptor, Rex, Rock Elemental, Brute X Spino, Yeti, and Golden Striped Brute Megalodon. As you can see which ones are tameable, which ones are rideable, and which ones are breedable. You had a Golden Striped Megalodon, a Rare X Saber-Toothed Salmon, the standard X Allosaurus, X Anki, X RG, Basilosaurus, Dunkel, Itchy, Megalodon, Mosasaurus, Otter, Parasaur, Parasaurithrium, I probably got that wrong, Parasaur, Raptor, Rex, Rock Elemental, Saber-Tooth Salmon, X Spino, X Tatejara, X Trike, X Woolly Rhino, and X Yeti. There are 33 X creatures, including variants, within Genesis Part 1. I'm expecting this number to jump to at least 50, maybe slightly less when the new DLC does launch, and I'm really, really excited to see what they're going to look like and whether Wildcard do any TLCs. So in the notes, since Torpor application is directly tied to damage, it would take 2.5 times the amount of tranks to knock out a wild X creature compared to its normal counterpart. Once tamed, X creatures lose their damage resistance. The health of Volcano X creatures correlates with the brightness of the lava part of their skin. High brightness indicates high health, and low brightness indicates low health. Basilisk poisonous projectile attacks and ignores the wild X creature's resistance. The Allosaurus, Rockwell and Volcanic, and the Parasaur Bog and Eden are the only creatures with multiple biome variants on Genesis, and I expect that to change. An X-Dragon exists within the game files but is unused. Maybe they'll do something with that with the new version? Who knows? But yes, here is the look at some of the photos. Well, I remember this more than everything. I think, if I'm correct, this was announced at an old Extra Life event many years ago now. But as you can see, the volcanic, that's the volcanic Allosaurus there. That's obviously, I think is that ocean or? Because one of them's lunar. That's obviously the snow biome. I'm trying to remember. It was such a long time ago. I think that's the lunar biome, right? For the tape jar there. But yeah, they look super cool. That Sabertooth is going to look beautiful in Unreal Engine 5.5. That raptor looks great. That Spino. I think the volcanic creatures look just so amazing. And I can't wait. We've already got S variants on the LoadedCrysis cluster, and I can't wait to introduce X variants because obviously they're going to be... I love everything that's not a mod. No problem, nothing wrong with mods. I love mods. Mods are the most amazing thing that has happened in Ark Survival Ascended. It's great to see console players enjoying them. The only thing is they can cause performance issues and they can change things from the normal vanilla side of the game. So when something gets added into the vanilla game, the core game, that's what I really like because I trust it that little bit more in terms of performance. Right, so yeah, that is the X variants, which will be returning with Genesis Part 1. Now we're going to be reading through PC Games and new, what's the word? Article. And the reason why I wanted to read through this is from Ken, is because there was something that's going to absolutely blow your mind in this article. So, ARK Genesis Ascended and Tides of Fortune DLC have been delayed for a smoother launch. Studio Wildcard confirms that the next ARK Survival Ascended DLC is delayed and the Oceanbound expansion will now release in July instead, which is July 2nd. So there's a running joke among ARK Survival Ascended players that the first date given for any new DLC is never the final one. While I would always caution against the universal truth, Studio Wildcard has just confirmed that the free Genesis Ascended expansion and its DLC Tides of Fortune has been delayed into July. Previously scheduled to arrive coming this week on Thursday the 25th of June, they've now been nudged back 7 days to ensure a smoother launch for everyone. The new pair of add-on pack is plenty to look forward to. Genesis Ascended Part 1 is the first half of the Evolved DLC of the same name and remade as the free expansion for Ark Survival Ascended. It will introduce a cluster of new creatures, biome-specific variants, what we just talked about, of existing ones, spread across 5 distinct mini-maps. These include Cosmic Whale, the Astrocetus, Vicious Underwater Predator, the Bloodstalker. I would say it's more kind of everything, isn't it? It's like a multi-use creature, and even the Kraken. Sorry, the Paleo Octopus. Now, we say 5 mini-maps, and now it's going to be one... It's going to be mini-maps with an ocean-sized bird, DLC. Tides of Fortune, meanwhile, is a pirate-themed adventure that essentially wraps up the short-lived 2018 survival game Atlas into Ark. Developed by Studio Wildcard's sister game team, Grape Shot Games, Atlas never escaped the shadow of its older sibling and was eventually left to sail out onto the horizon. However, the expertise gained there has since been brought back across Ark Survival Ascended for this new boat-building naval escapade, that's the word. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait another week to get our hands on the pair. We're incredibly excited to get ARK Genesis Ascended Part 1 and Tides of Fortune into your hands, with all of the new features and gameplay systems that they add, Studio Wildcard writes. And to ensure experience is where we want we want it to be across all platforms, we need a few extra days to complete the final certification and apply the finishing touches ahead of the launch. Now, this is what's going to absolutely blow your mind. Probably not actually, because you're so used to it, but... this isn't the first time the launch window has moved. Genesis 1 was originally loosely pinned for February 2025 back in the original Survival Ascended roadmap. Although given that we just recently got a concrete date, I was quietly hoping this one would stick. The team has been hard at work at bringing these expansions to life, and this additional time will allow us a smoother launch for everyone, Studio Wildcard explains. We know you're eager to set sail, and we truly appreciate your patience and support as we navigate to the final stretch. February 2025. When you think about that, that is actually crazy. Considering Ascended, yeah, that is mind-blowing. That's like a year and a half later, isn't it? Pretty much. The new Genesis Ascended release date is Thursday, the 2nd of July, and Bob's True Tales Tides of Fortune will release on the same day. I'm always in favour of games taking the extra time needed to ensure a release lands smoothly, although it can certainly feel frustrated if you've already made plans for launch. Hopefully this delay will at least iron out any major teething problems. So yeah, that was an article from Ken. Very, very interesting, you know, in terms of, you know, how long that old school delay was, you know, like how long ago it was since we last were meant to have it. But yeah, anyway, guys, looking forward to the return of the biome-specific X creatures. Let me know what your favorite one is. Let me know what you're looking forward to when it does launch on the 2nd of July. And apart from that, I need to go and get out of this really hot room because, as you've probably been seeing, it is extremely hot. And I am sweating like crazy, and it's way too hot in my office. So I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.